All right. It's been a while. Let's see. Where do I start? Okay. Um, let's start off with one of the videos I had my community vote on. It's a very small community, so yeah. Um, the I choose to do the art of the smile. Now, there was a tie between this video and how guilt transforms us. I chose this one since it's the last day of the year and I want to end off on a high note. Okay, let's see. How do I go about this? uh, Even though this is like, I chose to do this, this is like, a lot of this is my personal philosophy. Let's get that out of the way first. Disclaimer, most of this is my personal opinion, which is built off of my experiences that I have gained over the years of my life. And my experience is fairly limited in comparison to the so-called experts. So I'm not exactly, the most knowledgeable. But anyways, uh, that's disclaimer out of the way. Also, there may be some triggering topics, maybe that I'll discuss. I don't know. I don't do scripts. So if there's anything that might be triggering or just all around not good for you mentally, I would highly suggest you click off this video. All right. Now that that's all of the way, we can actually do this. The art of the smile. Um, New Year's special. So, functionally, smiling is powerful for the sole purpose of it is an expression of your emotion. And you are emoting, you're putting out there like how you feel, um, and how you express yourself. And expressing your emotion through smiling is you're kind of letting down your guard to show other people how you're feeling at the moment. And like you're showing that you are currently in a state of happiness. Now, on the alternative end of this, you could be wearing a fake smile, which if you do, I would highly suggest you get some form of therapy. God knows I need it. But fake smiles are extremely detrimental to your mental health. And the more often you wear a fake smile and the more often you pretend to be someone you're not and you put on a persona, you put on a mask, and the more often you do that, you become the thing that you act as. And it's not a fake it till you make it type situation. No, it's worse than that. It's in a situation where, simply put, you will lose your sense of self and experience depersonalization. Depersonalization is a horrendous process to go through. It is very painful for those who have gone through it, and many people do not want to relive that process. And many times someone who's gone through depersonalization has experienced in some form or another an identity crisis and has some various forms of existential crisis in many ways and shapes and forms and whatnot. And well, none of these are good. These are all very hurtful and cause a lot of pain to the people who have gone through them. And that's why, like, fake smiles are really just extremely detrimental. The more you pretend, the more you act, the more you feel the need to pretend you're someone you're not, the more it breaks you, the more it erodes away at you, and you become corroded with this falsehood, this fake identity that you've given yourself, and it destroys you and makes you hollow, makes you less and less and less yourself. And so eventually, you're just a husk who all you can do is really in life is put in an act and dance for others to see, because at that point that's all you know how to do. It's a very terrifying process. It's horrific to go through. Anyways, fake smile is, and that's why, like, basically a fake smile is horrifically detrimental, and you should endeavor to not wear one. It's kind of like really an idiotic decision to wear one. Anyways, now we get to the genuine smile. The genuine smile is how you genuinely express yourself, is your honest emotions, is how you put yourself out there, and how you really show how you're feeling. When you are genuinely feeling good or happy or just all around just pretty chill, you will find yourself unconsciously wearing a genuine smile, and that's good. You should wear a genuine smile as much as you can. You should endeavor to be as honest and as true to yourself and to your emotions as you possibly can. Because when you are, it makes you a more genuine person, it makes you a more honest person, and it makes everything you do and say hold more weight. Because when you have that genuine energy around you, then, well, simply put, the more genuine energy you put out there, the more genuine you yourself are, the more people that will view you as being genuine and true and honest. And people will trust you. People will confide in you and will put confidence in you. They will share things that people wouldn't otherwise share with anyone else. And it feels good. It feels good to be that person that people can lean on. Of course, when you get leaned on too much, there's a chance that you could start wearing a fake smile because of support fatigue. Support fatigue is when someone is, well, they've been supporting someone else and they've been that clutch for that person to lean on for so long that it's starting to wear away at them. It's starting to become detrimental to them. The crutch is starting to snap under the weight of the person leaning on it. And it breaks. So it breaks people. I've seen it happen. It hurts, it breaks, and it degrades at them just as much as and like can often like hurt the person who's being that crutch just as much as the person who's leaning feels. Like, yeah, it can often hurt them worse than that. And I've seen it happen to a very horrific extent. But if support is given and like if it is done properly and if it is done in a healthy manner, then support fatigue should not be an element to the equation. Unfortunately, it happens more often than it should, but that's not really something I can control. And like, yeah, and emotions are difficult to handle. Emotions are rather fickle. So smiling and just making yourself vulnerable to the people you trust and you know you can be vulnerable around, confiding in people, putting confidence in someone, getting something off your chest, and releasing emotions that you've had buried and shoved down. When you let it out and when you bring it out and you put it out into the world for this person or these people that you trust to see, it feels good. Because when you uncap the bottle that you've stuffed all your negative emotions in and let them out in a controlled and healthy manner, I cannot stress this enough, a controlled and healthy manner, which I know how difficult that is to do, but when you do it in a controlled and healthy manner, it feels good to let them out. It feels satisfying. And you give yourself this sense of having accomplished something, of having achieved something, and of just having a burden that you've released and you no longer have to deal with. And it feels so satisfying and so euphoric. And like the amount of dopamine and serotonin that is released because of that can, in many times, bring someone out of a depressed state. Now, it's not a cure-all for depression, and like, in like most circumstances, all it can do is like give a fleeting sense of happiness. But like, if it is done well enough and often enough, it can, but is not likely to bring someone out of depression. And yeah, feels good to get out of that. Feels liberating. So when you smile, when you put out those genuine emotions, when you speak honestly and express yourself not as some act that you're putting on, but as the person you are, and you are genuine with the people around you, then you start to see like the world get a little bit brighter, and you become someone that people rely on. You become someone that people trust. You become someone that people want to be around. That's a good feeling. To have people trust you and rely on you and want to be around you. To actively look forward to interactions with you. When people want to actively go out of their way to be in your presence, it feels amazing. Like, truly amazing. I cannot stress enough how satisfying of a feeling it is, and how much it can help not only that person's mental state, but your mental state as well. And we humans, we're social creatures. We want to interact with others, and we need to interact with others. We can't just be stuck in some white void, devoid of stimulation and contact. We can't just become hermits and cut ourselves off from the world. Because if we do, then we risk extreme psychological damage, and it can forever scar us as people. Isolation is truly horrifying. in many, many, many situations. So, we need to interact with people, no matter how introverted you are, no matter how antisocial you are, no matter how distant you are. You need people. You need people you can be around and trust in and really confide in when times are hard. You need someone who you can lean on, and when that person is struggling, you need to be that person that people can lean on. And it feels good because when all is said and done, you will look back at those hard times and you will, with the fact that you did the best you could then, you will look back and you'll remember that, yeah, I did my best. I was doing my best within my ability. Sure, better could have been done, but I did my best. And really, that's all that counts. And yeah, it really changes us as people when we look back on that and we see that we have done our best. Because even when we are at our worst states, when our mental faculties could not be more sabotaged, we still, when we look back, we still remember that we did our best. And because of that, it helps us grow and change and better ourselves as people. And really, it makes us greater as human beings. Because just one simple smile on one bad day can be enough to help someone through some of the darkest times. It can be enough to make that dreary day feel like that had that little bit of light in it. That little bit of light can go a long way. You light a fire for someone, it brightens their day, and it makes them feel better. And after you light that fire for them, you can teach them how to build a fire on their own. And when they learn how to build a fire, they themselves can make their own light. And they can help others with that light. They can light a fire for others to help them. And really, that's just spreading kindness. That's literally spreading kindness. It feels good. It feels good to be good and to do good. Simple as that. And smiling, my God, does it feel good to smile and to know that every time you do smile is a genuine, honest smile. It feels amazing. And it makes those happy memories all the more happier when you look back on them. Because no matter how happy you can be or how happy you can't be at a given moment or a place and time in your life, if you know that you were genuine and that you were honest to not only the people around you but to yourself, then it'll make that day seem just a little bit brighter. And that memory, no matter how sorrowful it may be, feel all the better to look back upon. So yeah, the art of the smile. You smile honestly, you smile genuinely, you are true to yourself, you don't fake it. When you smile in such a way, it feels amazing. And it cannot be understated how much it affects us. So go out there, go smile. Smile genuinely, smile honestly, and spread some of the happiness, spread some of the love, and make not only other people feel better, but make yourself feel better for being yourself. Anyways, that's the end of all that. I'm thinking of commissioning someone to make a VTuber rig for me because like this is all I can do with like the free options of VRoid Studio, and honestly, like as proud as I am of it, it's not exactly the highest of quality, and there's many like details that I want to add, but I'm not able to because I simply lack the skill and the technique. And uh, well, rather than learn how to do it on my own and like spend years refining it when I have so little know-how and the like mere fact that I do not have the money to spend on it um is much easier and much more and financially wiser to to spend and to like spend money on someone else to make it rather than learning how to make it myself. Oh well. For now, I will just keep writing stories and keep just doing what I want, having my fun, and I'll smile as genuinely as I possibly can. It takes a lot to be honest in a world that demands that you be deceitful to survive, but feels all the better when you are. Well, that's all for me. Like, subscribe, turn on notifications if you feel like it, only if you want to though. And this has been my last video of the year, and well, arrivederci, and I'll see you next time.